Hey everybody, it's your pal Drew Dracy, and I'm here to share with you the very worst Green Lantern story ever in his history. And, well, this seemed like maybe a good idea for like an hour and a half, and I don't know why they went ahead with it. I think this story, you're like, Drew, what's the tension? What's going on? I think this Green Lantern for a while became a victim of the post-Alan Moore, post-Dark Knight Returns, edgy sort of spin on classic characters. And in this case, Green Lantern, in his miniseries, he's in jail for drunk driving. And he's drunk driving, and he hurt someone while he was drunk driving. So, that's just awful. I think it was retconned pretty quick. After Crisis on Infinite Earths in 85 to 86, they rebooted a lot of the characters, but they didn't do them simultaneously. So you had a lot of mix-up with characters. For example, Tim Truman did an excellent miniseries called Hawkworld, but then when he brought on a Hawkman later on, they kind of ignored that. It was just the Wild West. It was just a sloppy mess. But making Hal Jordan like one of the name characters from the Justice League, and making him a drunk driver doesn't make him quite sympathetic, and you'll see more right now. Okay, this is the previous story. I think this was from Emerald Dawn number 1. Give me a second. There, adjust the light. Well, I printed this out. It's Hal Jordan. He's out partying with the guys in the car, and the guy says, "Hey, Hal, easy on the gas. I'm a pilot. Hal, slow down, will you? I just ate, not to mention drinking about a bathtub of brew. Hal, watch out, the sign. Come on, Hal, do some of that pilot crap. I'm going to be sick. Oh, God, Hal, don't choke. And hang on. Hal's rolling it. Come on. Hang on, Hal's rolling it. Bam. So we see in the first issue that Green Lantern. Sorry if I raise my voice. There's squirrels up above in our attic, and I don't want my dogs to go off as they tend to do. Good protecto pups. Okay, back to the story at hand. So Emerald Dawn 2, first miniseries was successful, and then went to this, and I really think this was just a horrible, horrible idea. The story is by both Keith Giffen and Gerard Jones, and edited by Kevin Dooley and Andrew Helfer. The artwork by Mark D. Bright, and Romeo Tangel is really attractive. I mean, who does this kind of, architecture anymore? Hal Jordan, you have pleaded guilty of a charge of drunk driving while you're under the influence of alcohol, an act that resulted in a serious injury of another human being. By law, I can sentence you to no more than 90 days imprisonment for this offense, but I can at least make those 90 days as unpleasant as possible. There will be no rehab program for you, Mr. Jordan. No community service, not even county jail. It's time a message was sent to drunk drivers like you. You'll serve your 90 days in the state penitentiary under maximum security. But I don't understand. I sentenced to begin immediately, bailiff. Now, I'm on this guy's side, sort of, although I think maybe a counselor or somebody would help, a rehab program, just because if he's going to do it once, I don't know. And this is the thing that makes me think that, because he's so cavalier and he sounds like he's so put upon for getting busted for drunk driving that it makes you really hate him. So you have to excuse the shitty printing. There's like, me, I'm not a paper snob, but see how much is transferring here? This is 1991. They've done a lot of good stuff since. So here we go. Carol Ferris, who I always thought she was a non-entity, no personality like Gwen Stacy. Who they're both there to just kind of, I don't know, be the girlfriends. Now they pissed off all the Gwen Stacy fans. Let's go. I admire you for this, Hal. Stepping forward, taking responsibility for what you did. Fine, I admire me too, Carol. But look what it got me. If I'd come in with a hotshot lawyer and plea bargained, I'd probably gotten 30 days probation. and I stand there alone, throw myself upon the mercy of the court, and I go to prison. Welcome to the real world, Hal. Put yourself in other people's power, and they'll see it. They'll use you as they see fit. There's some public feeling against drunk drivers lately, and maybe you were the judge's first example to make an example of someone. All I wanted was a clean slate to get back in charge of my life. This isn't the first time I've trusted authorities to help me straighten things out, and not the first time I've been stomped on. Hal Jordan, fuck you! Fuck you! You big victim fucker! No. Drunk driving is serious shit. I'm sorry, there's a lot of public feelings against that. Yeah, I mean, who's for it? Stupid bastards they are. So he gets taken away to state pen, and he cheats. He's not going to just chill out. He creates a duplicate of himself that has a green aura, but also has a lot of Caucasian skin. Hair is brown, shirt is white, pants are blue. I've never seen Green Lantern make anything that wasn't green. So I don't know if that was a bad communication with the colorist, but I doubt it, because back then the lettering was on the pages before the inker or the colorist got it. So he stopped these guys from robbing a bank. He's all pleased with himself. And it's just like, I can't make myself like him after what he's done. That first panel, that's a great pose. Yeah, Mark Bright's great. He did, like the last year of Power Man and Iron Fist, and then he did Iron Man for like 2 years with David Michelini and Bob Layton. And then later on he did Icon for Milestone Publications. Anyway, wow, I can't believe how bad this printing is. There's periods in the early 90s where there's some bad printing. And I'm not a paper snob, like I said. There's his attorney, Guy Gardner. So this is before he, before he had that accident and it damaged his brain somewhat, and then he became like a radical Green Lantern. So Sinestro is going to be training Hal Jordan, and he's like an exemplary Green Lantern. His sector is perfect. There's no problems. And green and pink don't really match that well. I don't know. But hey, he has no choice in the matter. So he lands at this one place that he has supposedly taken care of all their problems, but he doesn't realize that he's been a tyrant to them. I mean, it's like he doesn't like imperfections. He's kind of like, if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I highly recommend, the High Evolutionary, loses his shit because his planet is not perfect. And he sees this young woman named Katma Tui, who everybody knows. If you've seen Green Lantern before, she became a Green Lantern, but she's kind of young here. And I always want to say Catmandu from Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Catmandu. So he crunches something. I didn't know what the significance was. Excuse me. But he kind of grumbles, and I think it's part of his disliking imperfections. Oh, gotta show you that. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, Batman. Fantastic. So anyway, the Guardians call Sinestro, and they say, you got to teach this new guy on Earth who just got a ring. And he gets the ring. I never liked the idea of well, you're fearless, and so you get the ring that way. It's like, that's not the best meritocracy. It's like, you could be fearless and really dumb. It's like, I could run out and try and stop a steamroller because I'm fearless, but likely I'd get smushed. So, I've never liked that part of it, because he didn't really earn it. If he was just a brave pilot, that's cool. Shit, if you're flying, you gotta be brave, because you don't want to die. There's immediate consequences. Old Gil Kane posed there. Lovely. So, And again, what I love Keith Giffen's probably doing the layouts. I mean, that's always been his thing. And then Mark Bright. It's like art-wise, it's a great mix. It's just the story I find very fuzzy logic, I guess is what I'm saying. Fuzzier than my my camera here. So look how dirty the printing has come. So now there's an all green Hal Jordan lying in his bed. His hair turns brown, whatever. So he's like, nobody will know you're gone. That's just so dumb. So, he's like berating Hal. And anyway, I can't remember who these guys are. They're from Invasion miniseries. These guys are the ones who fight Omega Men. I remember that guy, but I don't remember where they're from. They're representing each other's planets and how they're going to, get together to take over the universe or something. So, lots of action there. I would have loved to ink Mark Bright. I never had the opportunity, unfortunately. But he's solid, and I love that his storytelling. And I know Keith Giffen had a lot to do with storytelling. It's just that anyway, there's all this damage from Green Lantern stopping these bad guys. And he goes, "You okay, Sin?" His nickname for Sinestro. "Maybe you should have kept a better eye on your own rear. Jordan, don't call me Sin. You are hopeless. You are a waste of time, a waste of the Guardian's energy. I had the situation under control. Do you hear me? Under control. Control. Control until you. Blasted, even yelling at you is a waste. Just let me see if I could salvage the situation." So he's a neat freak times, 22,000 at the very least. And, he basically wants law and order under his, his dictates. So this new guy, he becomes cellmate with Hal Jordan, and he's having a hard time climbing on top. And he says, "Oh, I didn't mean to step on you. Whoa." So the illusion goes. Okay, let's all get together and say it. Armageddon 2001 was the shittiest crossover ever to be known. Okay, at least in the 90s. And there were a lot of shitty crossovers. Okay, maybe after Deathmate. So it's sort of like, it's like rock and roll all night and party every day. I'm exaggerating, but, not much. Issue 3. 90 days in the hole. Ooh. And the guy finds out that Hal is, and they sort of become besties for a while because Hal, in like the lunchroom, the classic lunchroom thing where he protects this little guy with the specs. Look at that printing. Wow. Oofa. And in the 80s, this is 1991, but in the 80s, a lot of these comics switched to Mando paper, which was slightly more hardy or sturdy, and you got a lot better printing that way. And I don't know what happened there. Maybe sales are so good that they could cut corners on the paper. I don't know. So, and this whole thing with the drunk driving thing with Hal Jordan, I'm certain this was a result of Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns, when these heroes would come back after being rebooted from Crisis of Infinite Earths. People are always, they were kind of looking at those as examples of how we do good comics, and that's not true. It's like you don't make the actual Green Lantern a drunk driver, and one that even hurts other people while he's drunk driving. It's it was just trying to give Green Lantern an edge, and it was a stupid edge. Really stupid. Because, by rights, he really wouldn't stay a Green Lantern. And the guy with the carrot top, he is Guy Gardner before he had his a blow to his head that made him have a total aggressive personality. So he doesn't have the hair like Mo Howard of Three Stooges fame. So Sinestro Green Lantern comes along. Something's funny. It's just too long to go into. But Yeah, it's horrible printing. So he's still training him. And there's a lot of drama inside the cell. The guy with the specs ended up in... when I saw this, I thought, whoa, baby. Let's get past that. So Sinestro shows up, and that pose right there of Green Lantern is really, really great. I dig that. I mean, not a lot of people could pull that off. I know I keep saying that, but it's like Mark Bright's one of those artists that just kind of people forget. And it's a shame. No, the crew of Star Trek don't show up, but death to Green Lantern tyranny. See, that's what happened. Sinestro was a control freak, and he kept everybody in their place according to his fuzzy logic. That sort of recalls the Green Lantern Green Arrow Denny O'Neil / Neil Adams cover, but not exactly. So they're finding all these, all these people resisting. Yeah, Sinestro's pissed. It's like, damn it, you're losing it. These are your people, my people. And he kind of stops Sinestro's rampage, and he called the other Green Lanterns. Hal did, but it didn't happen right away. So they were falling out, in a sense. Well, actually, Sinestro is obliged to help Jordan be a Green Lantern. Come on, man. Focus, buddy. Okay. I told you Guardians are hopeless. I told you. I told them you had no respect for order, but they said I had to continue. So, kind of like both sides of the argument. That sort of has a Neil Adams inspired pose. Anyway, his buddy with the specs gets beaten up a lot. It's like a subplot that I'm not going to go into because I could go way off on a tangent. So this one gal, Katma, she is the leader of the resistance, but the other Green Lanterns do show up, and she says, "Fire at them. We defeated 2. Now we can defeat 2,000, or 202,000." So they know what's going on, and I love the guy with the beak again. I can't remember his name. I'm sure you're probably shouting at your computer what his name is. And then they understand her situation, why she hates Green Lanterns, because they were under the rule. Well, anyway, the Guardians send these bad boys out, and riot. Yeah, this is it becomes a prison riot. Again, really, really beautiful art. I mean, people are like, "Oh, this is just, it's storytelling, and it looks good." I mean, some people could do both, but I think it's really sharp stuff. And, I mean, he had to draw that Iron Man suit, the Silver Centurion, over and over again. Aside from maybe Bob Layton and John Byrne, I don't think it's ever been done justice. It was such a unique design. So, let's see. Well, anyway, the breakout happens, a riot begins. And it's so weird. It's like several people find out that Hal Jordan is Earth's Green Lantern, or they see the ring. I don't think they know to call him Green Lantern yet, because it's kind of early in continuity. What happened is Sinestro uses his ring to mind wipe a couple of these people. And I don't remember that ever happening. I didn't know if a Green Lantern ever did that. I'm not the expert on that kind of stuff, but it's just wrong, So, for the bad guys, or I guess they're retrieving them. The trial of Sinestro. So, it's something I love. The sort of monochrome figures in the foreground that help frame the figures, what's going on. And, wow, this printing is bad. So I think this is just a weird story that got out of hand and kind of painted Green Lantern into a corner, and I've just never been sympathetic about him. I mean, because of just, I mean, I just feel, I don't know. I just feel like maybe he should have gone to rehab and stayed in the jail and then go back to being Green Lantern, but he sidesteps it. It's just a really, he's very unsympathetic in my eyes. I mean, people are flawed, but, he did hurt people by drunk driving. So that, to me, that's no middle ground. Catman 2, how do you say his name? Who eventually becomes a Green Lantern in future. There's a Kilowog who trains all the Green Lanterns. This is funny, though. This is like, I haven't seen anybody do this in ages, but it's like the old Italian fuck you. It's like you put your hand over your arm, you raise your other arm as a fist, and it basically is a, fungool. And I haven't seen it in a long time, but I guess that's what he's doing. I'm like, how did he know that? How did he know that? Okay, I mean, it's in the first Rocky movie. Maybe he enjoyed that. Oh, man, will I ever get used to this? And, poor guy. Will he ever get used to it? Oh, this was the short-lived Impact line of comics where they tried to revive the Archie heroes, which have never taken off. But there's been noble, attempts. So Hal does do his 90 days, or at least he time-shared. He used the jail as a timeshare, half the day, and then half the day he was Green Lantern. So that's it. Cosmic Adventures of Green Lantern every month from DC. I think Gerard Jones wrote it and Pat Broderick did it for a while. And what they did was they jumped ahead a few years and made it, gave him gray temples, which I liked that, because to show different ages of superheroes. They can't all be 20 somethings. So anyway, this is it's a real weird read. It's a good read if you could get past Hal being a selfish SOB. But they kind of got rid of this pretty quick because it was just one of those radical ideas to like make Green Lantern edgy and cool and all that. So that would never happen again. That would never happen. Parallax. So that's it, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.